Trojan War is one of the important events to have occurred in Greek mythology. It's been written in a lot of Greek literature. The most notable one is the Iliad, written by Homer. To give an overview, I created an acrostic poem describing the main characters of this story using the letters of my last name. Main casts were Menelaus, Helen, and Paris. Almost a love triangle with a bunch of gods, heroes, and royals. Ruckus ignited due to Paris' foolishness accepting the bribe, throned brave Menelaus to lose his dazzling wife. I may be wrong, but the evil heiress is the one to blame, and those narcissistic gods desire for the fairest to be named. Since you already have a hint with my simple description through this poem, here is the summary of the Trojan War. The prologue of this story, which is the judgment of Paris, is said to be the reason or the main factor why this war started. Eris, the goddess of discord, was offended at being left out of a marriage banquet of King Peleus and Thetis the sea nymph. She got really mad and decided to magically appear inside. Before she left, she threw the golden apple with the words "for the fairest" inscribed in it. The three goddesses went fighting over the apple and for the title of who's the fairest. So they asked Zeus to decide for them, but Zeus declined. Zeus referred them to a prince named Paris. Paris is actually a son of Priam and the prince of the city of Troy. At that time, he doesn't know that he is actually a prince and currently working as a shepherd. When the three goddesses appeared in front of Paris, he was unable to decide. So those three goddesses offered to bribe him. Athena offers victory of Trojans against the Greeks. Hera offers to make him the lord of Europe and Asia, while Aphrodite offers the fairest woman in the world. Without hesitation, Paris took the bribe of Aphrodite. It means he wants to have the fairest woman in the world. During that time, the fairest woman is Helen. Helen, who is a daughter of Zeus and Leda, is currently married or wife of Menelaus. King Menelaus is the king of Greece, or king of Sparta, a city in Greece. Aphrodite set Helen to fall in love with Paris. So Paris visits Menelaus and Helen, and he breaks the sacred bond between guests and hosts. Since Helen is in love with him, Paris was able to steal Helen away. When King Menelaus found out that his wife is missing, he assembled the army, mainly those who were suitors of Helen, and the army is being led by Agamemnon, King Menelaus' brother. So they assembled an army and sailed 1,000 ships to the city of Troy for a mission to take back Helen. They have their greatest warriors, including Achilles, who is later on going to be matched with the greatest warrior of Troy, whose name is Hector. So their journey began and they were able to set foot in the city of Troy. The war lasted for 9 years. During that time, Agamemnon kidnapped Chryses. Chryses is actually a daughter of a priest who is Apollo's oracle. So the priest or the oracle asked Apollo to bring down pestilence on Greeks because his daughter was taken. So Agamemnon then, being the leader of the Greek army, decided to give back the daughter of the priest, Chryses, back to him, and decided to take the captive of Achilles, whose name is Briseis. When Agamemnon took Briseis, It ignited a feud between him and Achilles. Since Achilles got mad, he decided to stop fighting with them during the war. Thetis was mad on behalf of her son Achilles, so he reached out to Zeus and told him to give the victory to the Greeks instead, so the war will stop. Since Zeus doesn't want to say no to Thetis, he sent a lying dream to Agamemnon. The dream convinced him to attack Troy even without Achilles, their greatest warrior. During the Trojan War, Paris and Menelaus were able to meet and was engaged in a fight. Menelaus would have defeated Paris if it wasn't for Aphrodite swooping in. Aphrodite was able to take Paris back to Troy. Agamemnon during that time declared victory of Greece. Since Greece already declared victory, Troy is ready to accept their defeat. However, Hera convinces Athena into tricking a Trojan soldier into breaking the ceasefire. So the war continues. With Achilles gone, two greatest Greek warriors are Ajax and Diomedes. Diomedes almost killed the second greatest Trojan warrior, who is Aeneas. However, Aphrodite, Aeneas' mother, was able to save him. Diomedes would have killed Hector, the greatest warrior of Troy, but Ares, the god of war, got involved. When Ares got involved, Hera got mad. She convinced Diomedes to throw a spear at Ares, who fled back to Olympus. During that time, Trojans got in a great trouble. Since Troy is almost defeated, Hector tells his mother to offer Athena the most beautiful robe in exchange of sparing Troy. Athena refuses the gift. Zeus, out of his loyalty to Thetis, decided to help the Trojans. Close to defeat, Agamemnon realized that he needs to make amends with Achilles or the Greeks would lose. So the Greeks, Odysseus, and two chieftains met with Achilles. They offered him riches, appealed to his pity, but Achilles refused to help the Greeks. Hera got very angry at Zeus for helping Troy. So she made herself irresistible and tempted Zeus from his promise to Thetis. Zeus stopped helping the Trojans. The Greeks was able to take the upper hand. Ajax already wounded Hector and was about to destroy the city of Troy if Zeus had not suddenly realized what Hera did. Hera blamed Poseidon. Zeus did not believe her but sent Iris to tell Poseidon to stop helping the Greeks. Apollo was able to revive Hector. So the Greeks are about to receive their defeat. So Patroclus, Achilles' best friend, stepped in. He took Achilles' armor and head off to the battle. He was unrecognizable and the Trojans thought that he was the great warrior Achilles. Despite of his might and bravery, Patroclus was still killed by Hector. Hector thought he already killed Achilles, but when he took the armor off Patroclus' head, he recognized that it's a different person. After a while, Achilles decided to get back to the fight with the Greeks, so he got back wearing a new magical armor. With the help of Athena, Achilles tried to chase Hector 3 times around the gates of Troy. So Achilles was able to chase Hector, and during their fight, Hector was killed by the greatest warrior of Greek, Achilles. Instead of returning his body to Priam, Achilles drags Hector's body around the city 10 times. This behavior angered the gods, which gave Priam a safe passage to meet Achilles. When Priam and Achilles met, Achilles realized that Hector, being the greatest warrior of Troy, deserves a hero's burial. So he finally decided to give the body back to Priam, and King Priam was actually moved by Achilles' heart. After that, Priam retrieved Hector's body and brought it back to the city of Troy. The defeat of Hector, or the greatest warrior of Troy, is the start of the fall of the city. So that is another story in Greek mythology titled The Fall of Troy.